All right, hey legends, Fraser Brooks here, coming to you today live from Dubai. Hope you are doing absolutely amazing. I am almost finished with my new office setup here. I'm still missing some wardrobe doors there, so that's why I'm angled at the curtains with a painting that's behind a sofa and not on a wall. Anyway, network marketing has shifted, and I want to share with you how it shifted, why it shifted, and what you can do to capitalize. Now, before I go into this is a live stream. I'm doing more and more live streams. I've obviously built my entire brand using live stream back in 2017, 18, 19, and a little bit of 20 and a little bit of 2021. And I kind of took a bit of a break of it. Why? I got busier with the live events, got busier with my own events, got busier with the selling of my books and my courses. And then obviously we had two of the most incredible baby girls that you could ever imagine. And I've just been a little bit occupied with that, right? But live streaming is not so easy for me to do now, but I do my absolute best to do it as often as I can. So if you are tuning in, then do me a massive favor. Let me know. Martco, I see, Martco, yeah. Mart, I see you. Good to see you here. And if you are tuning in, do let me know. Use the comments section to let me and everyone else know that you are a network marketer, loud and proud. And if you're watching on the replay version, I'll leave it up here. Then yeah, let me know as well. How long have you been involved in network marketing? What year did you start and join network marketing? Now, that takes me on to the first point here, because I think a lot of people, when we talk about shifting, before we even talk about the network marketing as a profession, let's talk about you. Let's talk about you and where you're at. So there are 3 dates in the network marketing, in your network marketing career. The date that you started, which you guys are going to write in the chat. The date that you were successful, which you may be there, you may be not. But the last point is the date that you got serious. Right? And it's very, 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 very important that you're aware of these 3 dates, because you might join in 2016 and now today you're going, oh, I'm 8 years in the business, right? I've been involved in the business of network marketing for 8 years, and you're proud of that, but subconsciously it's holding you back because you might not be where you expected to be after the first year, even though you are 8 years into your journey, about 9 years into your journey, right? So the day that you started is actually kind of irrelevant. It's the day that you got serious, which is really, really important. Now, some people get serious in the same year. Some people get serious 3 years later. Some people get serious 9 years later. Some people have not got serious yet, all right? Some people haven't got serious yet. But usually, when you are serious, the success then follows. It's very difficult to start the business, not get serious, and have the success. You get started, then you get serious, let's say a year later, which that says 2017, and then you get successful in 2025, for example, all right? Don't let your start date hold you back. Right? Don't let your start date hold you back. If you were a dentist and you went to university for 3 years, then a further 2 years, and 2 years of studying, you were a dentist for 7 years, like training. You wouldn't go on your first day to the dentist, you get your first ever client and say, hey, just so you know, this is my 7-year and first day. You wouldn't say that. You would say, just so you know, this is my first day. I'm really, really excited that you're my first ever patient. Now, don't be nervous. I've been training for 7 years for this moment, right? You would say something like that, right? This is my first day on the job. But network marketers go, oh, I've been in network marketing for 12 years. I haven't had any success yet, but like, join my business, right? Or you're saying to yourself, I've been involved in the business for 9 years, 8 years, 3 years, 2 years, 4 years, and I haven't made the money that I want to make yet. What happens if I tell people that I'm in network marketing for X number of years, and then straight away they say, how much money have you made? And then you're like, oh, I don't really know what to say. It's been like, oh, I've been involved for 3 years. Oh, well, not that much because I haven't really been taking it seriously. They're out. And that's what holds a lot of people back, because they're thinking, God, I'd rather just not ask. But then the longer I don't ask for, the longer I'm in the business, and then the worse my story is. So you can make a decision right now to get serious right now, ready for Black Friday, so that you can say your first month after getting serious in the business, you were able to make $300, $500, $12,000, $8,000, not like $3, $12, like whatever it might be. And if you don't make anything in your first month after getting serious, I would then ask, were you actually really that serious in the first place or not? I don't know. Okay, so the network marketing industry has shifted. Let me talk about the network. Imagine that says network marketing timeline. And this is going to be since 2010. Because I'm going to imagine that the majority of you guys have joined network marketing after 2010, or you feel that like before 2010 is kind of irrelevant. Like if I go into like the 1980s, you're just going to be like, oh, nice history lesson. But we're not here for history. We're here for the future. But to understand the future, we have to understand the history. How many of you guys are still with me and excited? So in network marketing, right? In network marketing, we have 4-year cycles. Okay? 4-year cycles. Something like this, right? Now, usually in the 4-year cycles, something happens, right? At the end of the cycle, something happens, it resets, and a new era begins. So we've got the first era, second era, third era, fourth era. We've got 4 eras. That says 4. 4 eras that I want to go through, okay? The first era was the hustle era. Now the hustle era, like Gary Vaynerchuk, go, 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 hustle your face off, work your face off. People were doing home meetings, presentations. They were doing meetings in their living room, in their kitchen, in their home office, in Starbucks coffee shops, Costa coffee shops, the hotel lobbies, in the supermarket, in the gym, at their friend's home, at their team member's home, at strangers' homes, on the side of like in the car, on a phone call. Like it was just hustle, hustle, hustle. Go, go, go. Just do presentations, whatever it might be. It's a numbers game. And that was great. The number of professionals that we created in this era was higher than ever before. Professionals, higher than ever before. But the speed of the business was not that great, right? Why? Because you can do 1 presentation a day and then you're exhausted. Maybe 2 presentations a day if you're a beast. So people were still building a good business. The level of professionalism was quite high, but there wasn't that many people who were doing presentations every single day. And that's why if you go back to 2010, it was quite rare to meet someone who was making over $1 million a year. There were still the stories out there, but it was quite rare. If you met someone making over $1 million a year, it was like, how much do you make? Are you kidding me? Right. So the second era, and by the way, all you did then is just work. Like, it's not about working smart. It's just putting numbers on the board. All right. The second era was then the social media spark, right? This era was when social media started to be accepted, not by companies, but it started to be accepted as a viable option for people in the network marketing space. And people were trading the work for post and pray. Now, the number of presentations were then going down, but the number of people joining from social media started to go up. So the offline was still there. People were still doing the offline presentations. There was still the Tuesday night presentations on a rainy night in the middle of the UK. There was still Thursday evening presentations in the middle of Bremen in Germany on a cold November evening, right? But then there was also people who were building the business online, but there were no influencers. There were just people who were posting, looking for 5 motivated individuals to join my team, right? Like was any of you guys in the network marketing space between 2014, 2018? You'll remember it. I remember 2015, 10 years ago now, in particular, was when I started to come across, outside of myself, because I started in 2009 on social media in network marketing. 2015 was when I started to see the first success stories emerge, right? Now, there was maybe some success stories before that, but these are the ones where I'm like, oh my God, there's 3 or 4 or 5 people who are actually on stage at their company events because they've had significant results. They weren't teaching social media, but they had significant results. And the speed of the business started to go up. It was a good time. the speed of the business started to go up because more and more people were starting to see, hang on a minute, wow, I can build a business online with this network marketing thing. I thought it was this face-to-face thing where you had to hold a microphone in a suit and tie at presentations. Nope, it changed. So from 2018 to 2022, I would say we kind of had it was kind of maybe split. But this was where we have the influencer era, right? How many of you guys remember the first time you heard I want to be an influencer? Ooh, influencer. And this is where people who have big followings, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, 100,000, a million people on Instagram, on Facebook, really started to see network marketing as an option for them to stop swipe. Remember the days of the swipe up on Instagram? Hey, swipe up for my link, swipe up for more, swipe up for the discount now. We started seeing people join the network marketing space, recruit 100 people in a month and start to build a business. And then people started to understand, hang on a minute, if influencers are crushing it in network marketing, maybe I could become an influencer. So what did they do? They became influencers because they learned from people like myself, how to actually influence people on social media by understanding how to build a brand. This era is when people started talking a lot about branding, niche, marketing, content creation. They talked about it before 2018, but it started to really be accepted in this window. So people were then talking to their who, right? I always say that your who is you, right? So people mums were talking to mums. Men were talking to men. Corporate people were talking to corporate people. Women in their 50s were talking to women in their 50s. Before that, it was a prospecting game where it was, hey, it's a numbers game. Talk to anyone and everyone who has a pulse. In marketing, that doesn't work. You don't talk to everyone and anyone. You don't try and sell Nike trainers to everyone. You would sell Nike trainers to people who want to, look cool and are into sport or athletic, right? So something like that, right? So it became the influencer. Now, the number of professionals dropped again. Why? There were not enough in-person activities, right? So the first half of this process, event attendances were starting to go up. It was good. More people were joining the business. More people were attending events. As soon as the pandemic hit and COVID hit, then the number of in-person stuff was going down, but the business then absolutely skyrocketed, right? We went up from the hustle to the social media era, and then we went up again from the social media era to the influencer era because people had no choice. Billion-dollar companies were having their biggest ever record months and years in history in 2020, 2021, and 2022. Why? Because there were people who were able to recruit 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 people a month and getting 20, 30, 40, 50 customers a month. Now, is that era still here? With some people, yes, but the majority of people, we've moved on to the fourth and final era where we are right now. And this is actually in 2, right? This is not necessarily in 2. This was just the COVID, right? The COVID era, right? Where there was a moment inside of the cycle that kind of changed the cycle a little bit, but it was still an influencer era. Now, I would say 2022 to 2024 was the micro influencer era where people understood I don't have to have hundreds of thousands of followers to make a lot of money on social media, right? The people who were going on stage, who were the top ranks, the blue diamonds, the level 8s, the pro career level 4s, whatever the rank was, they had hundreds of thousands of followers. But in this sort of era, the 2022 to 2024, we found that the majority of people who were winning had smaller, lower communities, but they had a community. They had a lower number of followers, but it was specific. It wasn't a personal brand. It was an interest brand, right? Meaning they built a brand around something that they absolutely loved. And again, guess what? The number of professionals went down because they were building it all from home. However, the speed of the business stayed the same, if not, took a little bit of a dip. Because it's now Not, oh, it's a new opportunity. It's a new opportunity to make money online now. It was new here. But 10 years later, it's no longer new because mass adoption started to come. As soon as this as soon as this big thing hit in the world, people then started to realize, this is now no longer a new option. Doesn't mean it's still not the best option though, because it definitely is. All right. So, and the micro era is, just because the business went down, it doesn't mean this is not a good place to be. It's a great place to be if you match it with a bit of the place where you build professionals the most. And now we've reached, and this is the first part, we've reached the point in this part from 2024 to 2026, which I believe to be the trust era. And the trust era is where you'll see more professionals being created because people are taking the time to get to know people instead of presentations. They're getting to know people instead of scripts. They're getting to know people instead of strategies. They're getting to know people instead of everything else. And the speed of the business will grow up, but it will take time. Now, how do you create truth? How do you create trust? In order for people to trust you, you have to tell the truth for a long period of time. Trust is created, truth plus time. Someone will trust you when you tell the truth for long enough. So here's the question. What is your truth? What do you believe to be true? So I believe that I have the best family in the world. So I'll tell the world about that. I post about my daughters, I post about my wife, post about my family. I also believe to be true that Liverpool Football Club are the greatest football team in the world. Now, statistically, they're not. Real Madrid are, but Liverpool aren't far behind, right? They're like maybe second, third, fourth, fifth. They're in the top 5 statistically best football teams in the world based on number of major trophies that they've won. But I believe they're the best. So I tell people, come on, Liverpool. I don't watch the Liverpool game going, oh, come on, the 5th best team in the world. Like, I'm nervous sometimes, but I love them, right? And the third truth for me is network marketing. I believe that Charlene's like, no! I believe that network marketing is the greatest way to make money in the world for most people. When I say most people, there are a lot of people out there who are very, very naturally entrepreneurial, and they might use network marketing as a launch pad, right? But a lot of those people, I believe, still should start in network marketing to get into the personal development space, get into events, get into the people business, so that their traditional business that they create will flourish, right? I think it's an entrepreneur's dream to either become an entrepreneur, or if you're an entrepreneur who doesn't really know where to start in network marketing and see if you like the leverage or not, right? If you're a control freak, maybe you won't like it. If you love leverage, you will love it. If you don't like big risk, you will love it. If you love something that, is something, oh God, all these Man United fans in the chat, I don't like this. All right. Anyway, so we're in the trust era right now. Your goal is to create authentic content around your trust or your truth, so that over time, people trust you enough to join your business. And here's what I would do. I would create content to have more conversation, to take the conversation offline, meaning on a Zoom call, face-to-face, on a phone call, on a WhatsApp chat, whatever, like off the platform that you're communicating with people with, to then get the commission, being a conversion, right? And the commission, the big commission, let me change that direction. The big commission is made not with a transaction, but with a transformation. That's where the big commission is, the transformation. And I believe that if we do this long enough in this trust era, the number of professionals won't just go up a little bit, it will go up phenomenally. But people need to let go of these two eras, the influencer era and the micro influencer era, to be able to move into the trust era so that they can show the universe, hey, you can trust me, right? That's where we're at right now. Now, if you haven't already done so, in the description of this video, you will see a link The link says fraserbrooks.com/scale. So fraserbrooks.com/scale, and you'll be able to get a free ticket. Yeah, I said free, FREE, a free ticket to the Network Marketing Playbook, which is a full day event, 12 p.m. noon UK time till 7 p.m. noon UK time, where I'm going to walk you through the content you need to create, the messaging you need to create, the branding you need to create, the scripts, the strategies, the systems, everything you need to create in order to profit maximum, like massively, optimally from the trust era. We then do a second day on like AI, automation, how I use like tools like ChatGPT, ManyChat, and loads of stuff with like leadership and duplication and launching on day 2, which is our VIP day, which I think is $39. Maybe it's more, maybe it's less. You'll find out. So just pay attention when you go to fraserbrooks.com/scale, sign up for free, get your team to sign up for free. And when you sign up, pay attention to the second page or the next page on that website, because it will share with you how you can join as a VIP, get the recordings and loads of other fun stuff that you're going to get access to as well. So if you're serious about network marketing, be serious, show the world you're serious, because the universe will not serve it if it doesn't believe you deserve it, and it only believes in the people who deserve it if they're serious and they're committed. All right, big love to you all, and I hope that was valuable, and I will see you later. All right, big love. Ciao for now.